The most important thing with your product is that it brings value to your customers and makes sustainable business. Once you have figured out what that magical product is, you need to start thinking how to deliver most value in shortest time possible. This is the productivity boost you need to build a successful business. But it is not enough to have sudden occasional bursts of productivity. You need to design a constant, sustainable, and even improving flow of value delivery for your product. So how do you know when there is a good or even great flow of value? It all depends on where you are right now. Today we are going to discuss 4 basic flow metrics you and your product team can start using already today. These metrics will help you understand where you are and design your way forward to flow mastery. So let's dive in. Let's start with the first flow metric, lead time. Lead time is fairly straightforward to understand. It is the time between customer request and delivery of that request. So let's imagine you enter a fast food restaurant and order a hamburger. Your lead time to your hamburger is from placing the order to when you received that order. Depending on your order, your lead time may vary. If your hamburger is a common high volume product, it may be already ready in the shelf and you get it fast. But if your hamburger is a low volume product, kitchen needs to prepare it from scratch, which leads to a longer lead time. Lead time is easy to understand, but it does not tell enough how efficient your process is. It is only the time seen by the customer, and that alone does not tell much about what happens inside the delivery process. If your lead time is higher than industry average, then there's something wrong to worry about. So let's take a next flow metric, cycle time. The name cycle time originated from manufacturing industry and refers to the time it takes to complete one cycle of a particular operation or process. Cycle time includes both processing time and any time spent waiting or in transit between steps. In our hamburger example, cycle time is the time it takes for the kitchen staff to process our hamburger from start to finish. If your hamburger is simple and small with less ingredients, its cycle time is likely to be shorter than those with bigger size and having more ingredients. There can be other factors that impact the cycle time. For instance, how experienced and effective the kitchen staff is, how many cooks are working in the shift, or how easy it is to get all the needed ingredients for the meal, or how often there's a need to clean up appliances and so on. So cycle time is actually a part of lead time, and your lead time is short when your cycle time is short as well. But if your average lead time is long and your average cycle time is short, then you have a bottleneck somewhere in your system. You may, of course, have high demand for your product where you end up having a high good state because of that high demand. If it is not about high demand, it can be a systematic issue which builds up a queue or multiple queues in the system. One way to get an insight on the cycle time is to understand working process metrics. Let's look at that next. Working progress, or WIP, is a number which tells how many tasks there are running at the same time. In our hamburger restaurant, we measure how many orders the staff is processing at a certain time. If there are a lot of customers, then many orders might be processed. Also, skillful kitchen chefs may be able to prepare several hamburgers at the same time. Even that seems to be highly efficient, there's a limit how many even a skilled person can handle at the time. Quality may suffer, and this is not what you want. You put wrong ingredients in a hamburger and customer returns the meal because they didn't want onions, for example. So upscaling work in progress looks at first to be a good thing, but it has some serious downsides. Things need to be coordinated better. People get stressed by working on too many things, and there is a risk of error and bad quality, leading to unhappy customers. Putting a limit on the concurrent tasks is a big enabler for better flow. So how to measure the overall performance flow of your hamburger restaurant? Let's discuss throughput metric next. Throughput refers to the rate at which a company can produce and deliver its products or services to customers. Having a high throughput means that a company can efficiently produce and deliver its offerings. For instance, in a hamburger restaurant, you could measure daily or monthly rate of your operations. Your restaurant can have an average throughput of 300 hamburgers a day or 10,000 a month. Having a high throughput rate in a hamburger restaurant can be an indicator that the trained and skillful personnel, efficient leveling of work, reasonable high customer demand, high quality products, and high customer satisfaction. On the contrary, lower throughput can mean the opposite in some or many of the same things. It can be due to low product quality, unhappy customers, long average lead time, and so on. When measuring throughput, it is important to pay attention to trend. Naturally, it is desirable to experience ever improving throughput, which is great. However, throughput may vary seasonally and can be the nature of your business. But having year-on-year lower trend is surely a problem that needs to be further studied. Okay, so these are 4 important flow metrics that are useful for everyone to know. In the next video, I will explain how all these metrics can be put together and how they can be helpful to analyze your current state of flow in your operations. I will also switch the context from running a hamburger restaurant to knowledge work and discuss the challenges of achieving flow in IT and product development. Many thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.